Achievements made easy. Lag walkthroughs. Okay, with that done, we're going to swap back to the Burrito real quick. Although it doesn't matter a whole lot because we're going to get a new weapon here and it is going to override whatever we're using. Go forward here and out the door. Run to the other side, but watch out for the fish attacks. They do hop out to get you. In this next door here, open the chest. That's going to get you the Gifu Castle East Area map, which is map 8 of 10. And then open this door and head out. Magoichi is going to fight with you in this area and throw you the tri-barrel. And if you have gotten a fire arrow, that's going to unlock the sharpshooter achievement for obtaining every long-range weapon. Then you can switch back to whatever weapon you are comfortable with. But again, I've dropped 14 fire arrows, so they're not exactly rare. There is a possibility that you won't get one, because it's RNG. It could happen. You're just going to have to grind out enemies until you get one. There's no other way to do it. You can run through whatever Phantom Realm you want to. That's the only thing I can tell you. There's no real, rhyme or reason to it. With any luck, you got the achievement when I did there, and that's achievement number 23 for 345G. So to our left, the path is locked. We can't go that way, so we're going to run this way. And Magoichi may like to use guns, but I don't think they're that useful. I think the sword is mightier. Run up here to the chest, and you're going to get the cherry blossom key, and then enter the door to the right if Magoichi will let you. Again, go up the path. You might get attacked here, but you can ignore everything here. This place can be insane to try to fight. So just go in through the double doors. You're going to have a big fight in here, and we're going to ignore it. Go into the left door here and use the magic well to heal all of the magic that you lost. And then, I forgot to tell you this, but switch back to the purple necklace. That way, if you do have to use magic, you're not using as much of it. Go back through the door, go through the double doors here, and then go through the door to the left/right, depending on your orientation. And go inside. You can ignore the log demon. We can't get that chest, but we can grab the crescent key from this chest here. Grab the humans as food book on the little... I don't even know what that is. Raised platform. You can get artwork number 12 on the floor if you want it, and then puzzle box number 8. We're going to use the middle arrow on the left arrow on top, and the top arrow on the right. And that will get us Magic Jewel 7 of 9. So, of course, go ahead and use it. Return to the previous room. You remember that seal I told you about a long time ago? That's where we're headed. So we're just going to make our way through the rooms here. It can be very difficult to fight in these corridors, so I don't bother trying to do it. Just work your way through the rooms. If you want to use the magic mirror to level up, go ahead. We're going to get the Dukotsui up to level 2. And we're actually going to start working on the Senpumaru to level 3 next. Only for a specific reason, but that's what we're going to start doing. So let's get that up as much as we can, and then we're just going to continue on. Be careful here, there are enemies, one to the right as well. Yeah, he's a prick. But we're going to go back up the stairs. There's going to be a fight in here. A bunch of these blue orbs. go through the door to the left and head to the left through the door here. Get out your hammer. Use it on the seal and switch back to whatever weapon you want to use and go through the door. There's a puzzle box right here. That's puzzle box number 9 of 14. We're going to use the bottom arrow on the right arrow on the bottom, the left arrow on the bottom, the middle arrow on the right, the middle arrow on the bottom, and the top arrow on the right. That gets you Dukotsui's secret, and then if you go beyond that, there is a medicine in a chest. And we're going to go all the way back to where we got the tri-barrel from Magoichi. Feel free to fight whatever you want to fight on the way back. Ignore whatever you want to at this point. We're getting close to the one grinding spot, so if you want to ignore enemies and just work your way through, you know, feel free. These guys weren't going to let me through, so I killed them. It wasn't my choice. They made me do it. Cut down through this hallway. Watch out for the stupid rolling lizard, because he's a jerk. Again, if you want to use the magic mirror for something, go ahead. I think that was rude. Oh, I can't get past it, because candlestick. Go back into the red doors here, run across. If you can get past the log demon, do it. If you did use any magic, feel free to use the well. Otherwise, just go outside. We're going to leave Magoichi to his devices. You know what? No, we better help him. It might affect his... I'm pretty sure I've done this on every other run, so we better save him. But again, this is one of those spots where if you can kind of hide in a corner and just keep absorbing and your partner isn't an idiot, yeah, that's not going to work. You can just absorb everything that comes out and get a big XP bonus for doing so. Okay. If you ever, I should have mentioned this earlier, but I don't think I ever have. If you are ever in a combat and you see this notification that you can give your partner a gift, that means the combat is over. I thought about skipping it, but we are on Magoichi Story, and I'm pretty sure I've done this on every run, so we'll figure on helping him. Go back down to this door and go through. Take a left here to the door that was locked. And you can interact with the door to use the crescent key and go through. You need to have the Hyujin Yari out, so swap to that and use it on the seal. And then go inside the door. So this is the part that I hate on hard, and we're going to be doing this again on hard, so I do recommend kind of getting a feel for this part on hard, because this is one of the worst sections there is in the game when we go through on hard. And this is the part where I said I'd like to adjust it so we didn't have to do this on hard. But the problem is that we'd be swapping to Ekei's story, and he'd also have to fight someone who was rather difficult on hard, and ultimately I went with this. So, get used to this section here, because we have to play as Magoichi for a bit, and in my opinion, he's the hardest character to control. Sometimes he will fire from a distance. Sometimes he'll be like, stab you with a dagger, and then not shoot because the enemy is closer than 3 feet. So he can't shoot at 3 feet. I honestly don't know what's going through their head sometimes. Regardless, run through this back exit. You saw I grabbed a medicine there. Run through the back door after you do. You're going to get turned to stone and we'll be taking over as Magoichi and get Tokichiro's memo number 2, which is 14 out of 19 for documents. Grab the green soul bracelet from the chest. We're going to continue down. We're just going to try to get through some of these screens without fighting anything because it can be a pain in the butt. See, I don't even know what Magoichi's thing does, because it didn't seem to help me at all there, running in the middle and using it. Just everything is kind of a struggle using Magoichi. In this next room, you're just going to load up and fire at will until the thing is dead. Don't use your magic here, you're going to want to save it. If you see the tentacles come out, try to move. And if you see any health come back and come out and you need it, grab it, obviously. Okay, with everything dead, or at the very least with the snake monster dead, pull this lever over here to lower the bridge, and then work your way across the bridge. I can't remember if it's this room. Yeah, the magic mirrors in this room save. And if you want to, save in a new slot. You can't do anything with that yet. Grab the Demon Cave map, which is map number 9 of 10 from the chest there. The next room has some orb suckers and blue armored bugs. I do recommend trying to kill them if you need anything. Because the tentacle monsters were giving a lot of magic and health if I was shooting them. So if you are low on magic or health, or tentacle monsters, the bugs, excuse me. No, that's fine. Just combo me. I love it. Okay. This next room is awful. So here's what I recommend you do. Watch what I do in this next room. We're going to run in. We're going to run down just a little bit. We're going to press Y to use the magic, and we're just going to RB and fire away. When we run out, we're going to absorb anything we can. We're going to use our magic again, and we're going to repeat the same thing, and hope that we can survive.
Feel my power.
do not stop firing until that portal behind you disappears. If you run out of magic, that's fine. If the big red axe demon is dead, you're okay. And on easy, you should be able to kill him without an issue. But on hard, this room is a pain in the ass. So you actually saw me. I tried to absorb orbs after the first attack. It turns out that was a bad idea because the axe demon caught up to me, and then I had to run away. Luckily, when we do the machine gun magic, it blasts the axe demon away, and we were able to recover enough to survive. I don't recommend worrying about orbs. As I mentioned, you should try to absorb orbs. It turns out that's hit or miss as to whether that's a good idea. It could get you killed. Luckily, you have a save file before that. But the problem on hard is that you're going to run out of magic before you're able to kill the large axe enemy. So trying to get any magic orbs back so you can use your magic again is kind of vital to getting through that room, which is why I told you what to do what I did. So what we're going to do is continue into the next room. I'm just going to fire away at these guys. And then work my way to the next room. And in the next room, there are 2 chests for us to grab. The first one is the flamethrower and fuel, which is only useful for a specific thing in the game, and we're probably not going to be using it. And then the great powder tube, which is what we needed. That pops the Tokichiro's Mistake achievement, which is 24 out of 56, getting us to 360. We can't go this way because there is a Senpumaru seal, so we have to go back the way we came. Luckily, there is no red axe demon. I do recommend trying to kill the enemies on the way back to try to get some of your magic back, because it will be useful. I am pretty sure. If you want to kill all the enemies to try to get magic back, you know, feel free, man. Or woman. Whatever you want to do. I was trying to use that, like, gender neutral, and it didn't really work, so I apologize. We're going to continue on. I think this is the magic mirror room? No. Not yet. Bugs! I'm not really sure why I'm not hitting you, but okay. Come on, give me some magic, baby. Make some magic with me. It's one of my favorite pickup lines. Okay, nothing. Let's continue through. This is the room with that. I do recommend saving here. The next part is not nearly as frustrating as what we just went through, but it is ultimately pretty frustrating. So, as we go across the bridge, you're going to have the great powder tube stolen from you by a fat, glowing seahorse. And now we got to shoot it. Your best option, in all honesty, is to just shoot with regular shots. And if it disappears, it disappears. Because in this room, there's a lot more targets to shoot. It's going to go to a different room with less targets to shoot, which means we can use, if we have any magic, I recommend using magic for this. So if you do have to use your magic liquid, I'd advise against it. So, but if you ultimately want to do it, it'll make this a little bit easier. So that's entirely up to you if you want to give it a shot. I'd recommend not doing it, but it's not the worst thing in the world if you have to use your small magic liquid to get the magic back. So you're gonna get it stolen. Then we have to fight the little seahorse thing, and instead of shooting the seahorse thing, we're gonna shoot the monster across the bridge because we're smart. You see the seahorse thing just floated up into the sky? That means it didn't die. So it moved on to the next room. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go this way into the next room. Run forward. Press Y when you're over here to get your magic. And just start spamming your magic. Once you kill it, it will drop the Great Powder Tube. If you don't kill it and it floats up again, it goes back to the bridge room. I do not know if its health is restored when it changes screens, or if it just has one health bar that constantly depletes. I do know that I've never had to go more than 3 screens, I think, to kill it, even on hard. So there's a pretty good chance that it is one health bar and you just follow it back and forth, but I can't say that for certain. If you are having trouble, again, magic is the best way to handle it, in my opinion. So, the rest of the way, just work your way through. Once you get the Great Powder Tube, don't really worry about fighting anything unless you have to get through. Feel free to block when you need to. Once you get back into this room, you can use the Great Powder Tube from your inventory on Jubei. And unfortunately, you're going to have to do this again on hard. It is my least favorite part of the hard playthrough. You will get all of the orbs from fighting as Magoichi, though. Right behind Jubei is this guy. Go ahead and use the Great Powder Tube on him to get a medicine. And if you look at my inventory real quick, I'm pretty sure I said we got 4 herbs, 4 medicine, 3 secret medicine, and a perfect medicine. So if you haven't used any healing, you have 8 and 12 and what, 4 and 1, and I think a magic liquid. So you should have plenty of healing to use if you're following along with me. Continue back into the initial room here. We're going to go to the left here. You can ignore the people in stone over here because they don't give us anything, those jerks. But we're going to go to this guy here, use the powder tube on him, and he's going to give us a secret medicine, which makes it worth it. Continue past him, and you're going to find a puzzle box. And you can go beyond it to get an herb after. Use the left arrow on the bottom arrow on the left, the right arrow on the bottom arrow on the right, and the left arrow on top. This will get you Power Jewel 8 of 9. And then, of course, go run and grab the herb. And that's all as far as we need to go. On the other side of that door is the Senpumaru seal, and that doesn't mean anything to us. So use your Power Jewel. Return to the first room, and you can use the magic mirror to upgrade if you need to. Almost. A couple more. We want to get the Senpumaru to level 3 for an enemy near the end, which having that at level 3 makes that a cakewalk, which is why we are focusing on that. The other weapons getting to level 3 isn't really that important. And actually, we're still a ways away from the Senpumaru being needed, so... once you're done with that, go back into the portal. We're going to exit this room here through the front door. Head to the left, but do be cautious because the fish are attacking you and there's an orb swordsman. You're going to have a scene in this, and then you need to kill 3 fish. Once they're dead, you're going to get another scene with Magoichi. And now, work your way through this next door. Try to kill everything here. And then go over here to the statue and try to absorb everything together if you can. You might get another enemy that falls down. If he attacks you, he attacks you. But if you can boost your XP by killing 2 of the enemies and then grabbing that statue with the orbs, you can get a big boost there. In the next door, just go up the path. You won't get attacked here. But attack this statue here if you can. It's kind of hard because you don't lock onto it. Destroying it gives you a medicine. In the next door, just run past everything here. It's not worth trying to fight the log demon or the archers. Just go into the door here. You're going to get a magic well if you need it. Go down to find the hunting schedule book on the bench here. And there's another magic mirror if you want to use it. If not, though, go down and use the boat to get to the other side. There is going to be a tentacle monster here, and I'm just going to use the Burrito magic. Because we do have a magic well nearby. Go into the room and get out your Dukotsui, and then just start smashing them, or miss entirely and get smashed. Because these guys cannot handle the hammer. With that done, go to the left side of the room. There's artwork number 13 on the ground, the Book of Fortinbras, which is document number 16 of 19, and the Golden Evil Statue Book, which is document 17 of 19. Go into the next room. You're going to have 2 guys blocking the door, and you'll need to use the Great Powder Tube on them. Talk to the guy on the left. I think it's twice. And you'll get a secret medicine. And then go into the room behind him. Another one of those move the tile puzzles. So again, number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from left to right. This is 3, 5, 4, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 5, 3, 1, 2, 4, 6, 5, 3, 4. That will pop the King of Diamonds achievement, number 25 of 56, getting you to 375. And you can enter the portal. On the way up, there's going to be, I believe, an item on the left? No, there's a chest. Okay, special magic liquid is in here. Open the door and go through. There are going to be, I think it's 3 orb swordsmen in this hallway, so kill them. with them dead, go back up the hallway and you'll see this bony door on the left. Pause the game, go into your inventory while facing it, and scroll down to use the 3 fossilized bones on the door. You don't have to use them 3 times, it uses all 3. This will reveal a little cave there that has another puzzle box, which is puzzle box number 11. Open it up, you're going to use the right arrow on top, the bottom arrow on the right, and the left arrow on the bottom, and then the middle arrow on the left, and that will get you the black necklace. Now, the black necklace is a cheat code. So what it does is it takes a % of your health when you swing, but within reasonable circumstances, every attack is a crit. There are a couple of things that can cause that to not be true. For example, if an enemy is popping up from the ground and you try to attack, you're not going to crit them. So there are specific circumstances where you'll attack and just take your health. If you use magic while wearing this, it won't be a crit. It's just going to be a magic attack and you lose health. So there are specific circumstances that you have to keep an eye on while wearing this. But if you're good at what you're doing, you can actually never run out of health using the black necklace. It will never kill you. You could stand in place and swing forever, and eventually your health will get too low for the black necklace to kill you. But if you're constantly killing enemies with crits, they're always releasing health orbs. So you're constantly getting health back if you're using this necklace. Now, if you are feeling rather unconfident, you can switch to the black necklace to clear a room, then sit there and switch to the white necklace to get all your health back. I don't recommend doing that, but I am giving it to you as an option. What I'm going to do right now is leave this room and go to the end. We have another kind of mini-game type thing with Magoichi coming up, but I'm going to let our health come back here real quick. Okay, with that done, open the chest here. That will get you the, what is it, the Onigashima Passages map, which should be map 10 out of 10. Popping you Map Maniac, which is achievement number 26, and 390 out of 1000 G. Go ahead to the Magic Mirror. If you want to enhance anything, go ahead and do so. Getting the Senpumaru is pretty important. And then we'll probably be focusing on the Dukotsui next. So, at this point, we have such a big health meter that upgrading our armor isn't as important as upgrading the weapons for bosses. So, that is why we're doing that. We are going to be swapping our necklaces a lot. Try to remember that as we go through. I'm going to try to remember to tell you, but there's a good chance I'm even going to forget that we're wearing the black necklace, and I'll use a magic attack and take damage. If you are feeling unconfident, or not feeling confident, I guess, use the white necklace and get your health back, and then switch back. It will take, a little bit of time to refill your health, but, the black necklace is going to make the rest of this playthrough easy. Except for the Phantom Realm, unfortunately. Okay, make sure that you have the black necklace equipped for this next part. If you want to make a save, go ahead and save. We're going to turn around and talk to Magoichi. And go ahead and tell him that the sword is more powerful. You're going to get into a competition, which is actually rather challenging if you don't have the black necklace. Because it takes about 6 hits to kill an enemy. With the black necklace, however, it's easy. Just run around, wait for an enemy to pop in, and attack, and you're going to crit everything. Once things die, absorb all the health back, and work your way around. Again, try to kill a bunch of things in a row, and absorb a bunch of orbs at the same time to boost your XP. I mean, honestly, the first time I did this, I wound up beating him like 20-17 without the black necklace, so And we're up to 20. No one else is going to spawn, and nothing else counts to your total. But again, kill everything.
You're not bad.
Grab all the spoils of war. Go talk to Magoichi, and that's going to give you another tech book, hopefully, or similar gift. Um, this room is the room for grinding. If you want to grind here, and I'm going to show you what I mean, go back into the previous room through the double doors and come back in. You are potentially going to have different enemies here than you would. Yeah, there's axe demons in here right now. But kill everything in this room. So the reason why this room is so good for grinding is it's actually only the first time you're in this room that the axe demons are here. After that, every time you come into this room, there's going to be like 10 to 12 of the rolling lizards that spawn, and that's it. You're right by a excuse me, you're right by a save point, so you can go enhance whenever you want. You know exactly how much you're going to need to level up your weapons and all of that stuff. And by killing 3 to 5 of the rolling demons at this, or rolling lizards at the same time, you wind up getting um, a bunch of your health back and XP bonuses. As you can see, I'm up to 20. I got 10 bars of XP from the 3 trips, or 2 trips into that room. So we're going to go over here and put the 10 bars into the Dukotsui, which does take a lot to level up. So it's probably going to take... At this point, grind out at the very least so that you're with me. I'm probably going to grind out the weapons, and then the rest of the way we're just going to put whatever we get into the armor. We might go a little bit further than that, but we're going to be getting boosted souls from everything else we kill because of the crits. So I am going to plan to like get a bunch of these guys to spawn in and then try to crit them all at once. So that I can absorb a bunch of their souls at once. So just kind of run around, try to get a bunch of them to spawn in. I believe 12 of them spawn in this room in total. I mean, that was one trip you threw and it gave us about 4 bars, I think. Okay, I think we're just gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna get the Hyusin Yari up. I'm just gonna continue on through. So when you're ready, exit to the right. You're gonna go through the Phantom Realm that has 20 levels, and we still have a couple of bosses and other enemies to go through, so I'm not gonna bother with grinding it all out here. We're gonna take a right here, follow this all the way around. You're gonna see a log demon. Go ahead and kill him. Run forward and take a left. And a log demon is going to spawn in behind you. Come back and kill him. Run to the chest. Another one will spawn in. Run and kill him. Run to the chest. Another one spawns in. Run and kill him. Go ahead and absorb all 3 of their orbs together. And then go and solve the puzzle chest. We need to do the top arrow on the right, the bottom arrow on the right, the left arrow on top, and the bottom arrow on the left. This will get us magic jewel number 8 of 9. And of course, go ahead and use that. Also, I didn't realize this because I have the black necklace equipped, but I had swapped over to the Yagyu sword from Magoichi's little trial. So head back the way we came, all the way back to the beginning here. We're going to go straight and left, and at this next intersection, go away from the screen and follow this to get an herb in a chest. Come back this direction and go the opposite way at the fork, so toward the screen, and then left, and then right, and then right. And once you're over here, there's another fan. Make sure you take the black necklace off and switch to the Senpu Maru. And then switch back to the black necklace and whatever weapon you are inclined to use. Go on the elevator. Grab the scarlet key there. And exit. This is a familiar hallway. There is an artwork over here if you want to grab it. Again, they're not tied to anything. In this hallway, head to the left and follow this path around. You can kill the enemies here. That was weird. It didn't let me do the crit that time. The camera is screwing me there. There we go. Let's go to the magic mirror, and we'll just add whatever we have to enhance. We're going to go into that door to the left of the magic mirror, and we're going to ride the elevator in this room back up. Or down. I forgot that it went down. Continue through this room. I don't recommend fighting the robots. Even with the crit necklace, they take like 3 hits. I don't know why I couldn't crit either of them, but that was a little annoying. Work your way down and around into the next room. You have your magic well here if you need to use it. Go ahead and take off the black necklace. Switch to the white for now, because we're probably going to have let our health come back in a second. Walk up to the door here and use the scarlet key. Go through the door and walk forward. Stop here and just hold the B button. Eventually, you're going to see a shark swim by, and this shark is going to have some souls get absorbed by you. That's going to pop the Don't Even Need a Bigger Boat achievement, number 29. It might be different for you for 435, depending on what you have unlocked and what you haven't. Because you could have grinded out all of your armor and weapons at that grinding spot if you wanted to. Continue forward for a cutscene. After the scenes, run to the left. You're going to find a magic mirror here. Go ahead and just let your health come back. We're at the kind of final stretch of the game here. We let our health come back. We're going to go ahead and save here. I do recommend saving the grinding spot, save spot. So you can come back later if you really need to. You could just grind until you leveled up everything if you get to the end of the game and don't get there. This first chest has the secret medicine in it, and then grab the second chest that has Goken Dantis's barrier, which is document number 18 of 19. Go ahead and equip the purple necklace if you don't have it on. Um, and this isn't going to take long at all. You could probably beat him with just the weapon specials, to be honest. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop in here. You're going to have a cutscene. Go ahead and skip it. Then you're going to pause the game. You're going to go into your items, and you are going to go down and use the sacred flute. Once you do that, you're going to have a cutscene, then hit right trigger and right or left trigger and swap into Oni mode. Spam Y. Then use the Burrito special. It is a little finicky because of how much he moves around. So generally speaking, you're probably only going to get him with like 2/3 of your attacks. Just keep using the Burrito special until you run out of magic. If you do have any magic orbs pop up, feel free to absorb them, but it's not necessary. Once you run out of Burrito magic, switch over to whatever weapon you want and keep spamming magic again. You shouldn't need more than 2 weapons worth of magic to kill him, as you can see there. I killed him there. But you have 4 weapons worth of magic, and everything should be relatively upgraded by this point. So, shouldn't be any problems. Go ahead and absorb everything that he drops and switch back to whatever weapon you want to use primarily. And that's going to pop the Greatest Swordsman of All Demons achievement, which should get you somewhere around 30 achievements and 450 G, depending on what is unlocked for you. Once you get the Respect Orb, absorb everything, enter the small door, walk forward, and climb the ladder. So this room has kind of 4 paths to go through here, so bear with me. The main path is to the right of where I am now. You can see a chest to the left and 2 more pipes further down on the forward side of the pipe. We have to get all of these. So run over here and attack these, then jump up here so you're safe. And then go back, and there should be an herb in here. Nope, it's a medicine. Okay. The herb is over here then. This long pipe has a jump across to a chest, and this one has an herb in it. And then we're going to jump back and go through this pipe and climb this ladder. This has a puzzle box at the top. That will be puzzle box number 13 of 14. Interact with it. The solution is the bottom arrow on the right, the left arrow on top, the right arrow on the bottom, the top arrow on the left, and the middle arrow on top. That's Power Jewel 9 out of 9. Go ahead into your inventory and use it, and that's going to pop the top condition achievement for using all of the Power Jewels. Again, 31 out of 56. It might be less than that, it might be more of that for 465, depending on what other miscellaneous achievements you have unlocked. Now we're going to return to that main path I pointed out. You might run into some trouble hopping up here. You sometimes just hop right onto the other side and can't get back up, so try to hop diagonally there so that you get stuck on the pipe. Then return to where you came over, and I pointed out the main path, hop across, and climb up and through the door. So I noticed something weird about this next section, and it's that trying to do this with a regular Xbox controller was significantly harder than doing it with the Elite controller. My Elite controller is having some problems, so I have to use a regular controller, and this was significantly harder. Whereas with the Elite controller, I was doing it in about 30 seconds. It took me almost 50 with a regular controller. So I want to warn you to make a save here, because depending on what controller you are using, this could be a troublesome spot. So we're going to walk up to this device in the middle, and you're going to have a little scene here. Now we have to turn the right handle clockwise, and then we're going to turn the left handle counterclockwise, which is the left analog. Now we have to keep these relatively stable as they go up, and if one side gets too high, the whole thing will freeze, and you have to switch them. You have to turn them the opposite direction to unstick it, which is very frustrating. Like that.
We have no time. Hurry.
Now, I would normally have this done already with the Elite controller. That's what's so weird to me. I don't know what's going on. Like, I barely made that. That was like 55 seconds with getting stuck. So, if you have an Elite controller, I highly recommend using it for that. Because the regular series controller, at least for me, is way harder to do that with. After some scenes, you're going to spawn in here, run forward, and follow. You can use the magic mirror, of course, if you need to. Run forward past the door, all the way around, and you're going to find some magic liquid on the ground back here, and then return to your final puzzle box. Solve it by using the middle arrow on the right, the middle arrow on top, the bottom arrow on the right, the middle arrow on the bottom, the middle arrow on the left, and the right arrow on top. That is our last puzzle box, unlocking the Treasure Trove achievement. Again, might be a different achievement number and total, but it's 15G for you. That'll get you Magic Jewel 9 out of 9. Go ahead and use your Magic Jewel, and that's going to pop the Massive Mana Pool achievement, number 33 or so, for 15G, getting you to 495. Now we're going to go back and go through that wide door. You can have the black necklace on again. For the next room, at least, keep it on. Run around and kill everything in this room. With everything dead, absorb everything and take the black necklace off. It doesn't really matter which one you want to use. I'll switch to purple for now. We're going to have a fight coming up that we have to use the Oyu sword, and we can't use magic, and so we can't use the black necklace. It doesn't really matter. Go ahead and break those boxes over there and grab the medicine from the chest, and then exit through the door. Just run along the side of the conveyor belt that's moving the direction you're aiming to outrun the robots and get to the door for some scenes. After the scenes play out, you're going to walk forward and interact with the orange light for some more scenes. And this is basically the end of the game. Walk forward and turn left to find Tokichiro's memo number 3, which is document number 19 of 19, unlocking the Walking Library achievement. Go to the magic mirror and make a save. So, the biggest problem with this fight is that Ekei blocks a lot. We're going to be fighting Ekei. I mean, spoiler alert, we're like 2 minutes from it. He blocks a lot, and you can't break his guard, so the only thing you can really do is swing away at him. So what I recommend you do is swing away and heal as needed. You should have a ton of healing on you. There's not a whole lot else you can do here. Special attacks don't really work. The secret attacks don't really work. Um, so you're going to run in, you're going to get attacked, we're going to start a fight, we're just going to start going wild on him. You can't block his charged attack, so don't even try. Just spam attack on him and heal as needed. Once she's done, you will get Ekei's keepsake, which functions as a larger healing item. I don't know the exact, if it's a secret medicine or a perfect medicine, but it's another healing item, so keep that in mind. Go ahead and get the black necklace back on. Every little extra bit of souls helps at this point. Enter the next room and kill the log demon here. Open the chest here for a medicine, and we're going to go up the stairs. You're going to have some of these ninjas attack you, so go ahead and just kill them. Run forward to get a log demon that you can crit, and then you're going to want to crit him and try to get all 4 of them so you can get all of the orbs at once and get a big bonus. Take off the black necklace, switch over to the Senpu Maru. You actually don't need to switch to the Senpu Maru quite yet. In this next room, there are some blue orbs you need to kill. Kill them, and then try to suck in the statue with whatever orbs they drop. Walk to the right, and there's a chest over here. You can't see it on screen from this angle, but it has the purple wedge in it. And there's artwork 15 over here on the bench if you want to grab it. Make sure Senpu Maru and the purple necklace are equipped and go up. What you're going to do is run directly under the orange guy and just have at it with magic. Wait for him to kind of let some of the blue orbs come out. And then use your magic again to kill them all. Absorb whatever orbs come out, and again, just wait for a couple of the orbs to come out, and then use your magic again. Absorb whatever you can. Just kind of repeat the process. If you have to block to let a couple of the orbs come out, go ahead and do so. And once it's dead, absorb everything. You're going to pop the, whatever, Keeper of the Gold Scale achievement for 15G. You're going to get a gold scale automatically, and we need to just walk to this orange spot and use it from our inventory. So if you want to, and I don't have the walkthrough written this way, but if you want to, you can go into this little ship over here and save. It will pop an achievement, the No Turning Back achievement, which, again, my guide is already a little bit out of order. But there is a magic well here, so I recommend doing it. I also recommend using this to enhance your weapon. That's going to get us the Check Out My Collection achievement for enhancing all of the weapons all of the way. And then you can use whatever orbs you still have to work on the greaves and gauntlets from now on. Go ahead and make a save, because we are going into the Phantom Realm, and the Phantom Realm is can be a challenge. You should have a ton of healing items if you've been following along with me, but again, the necklaces do not work in the Phantom Realm, so it can be troublesome here. I recommend swapping over to the Burrito, and again, your necklace doesn't really matter here, so use the purple wedge to get the Phantom Realm open. I mean, you can practice your crits here if you want, or you can just go wild, swinging away. With that floor done, we'll move on to floor 2. This has some Orb Swordsman and the Lizard Swordsman. So again, I do recommend trying to crit into the Orb Swordsman or using the Dukotsui. Floor 3 has a bunch of ninjas with claws, so just run around and attack them all. Floor 4 has a bunch of Orb Swordsmen, and this was the initial floor that I got the Crossed Swords achievement on. So this would be the spot I would have tried it if we hadn't gotten it anywhere else. Again, Floor 2 has some Orb Swordsmen. Floor 4 and Floor 5 have them. So if you still need the Crossed Swords achievement, I recommend after we do this, go through to Floor 5 and try to get to cross swords with the Orb Swordsman. If it doesn't work, go into this portal, go back to the beginning, and restart going through the first 5 floors until you can cross swords and use the D-pad spamming thing to win it. We're going to move on to floor 4, though, and we're going to switch to the hammer. Do keep in mind we have bosses coming up after this, so if you do see any of the purple orbs popping out, grab them. Floor 5 is more orb swordsmen and some ninjas. I'm going to keep the hammer out. I don't even know how I got the crit there. Because I really didn't. Floor 6 is the bugs, which the hammer wrecks as well. I love how they actually put in that it completely flattens them. That's honestly a pretty cool touch. That one was a crit. Yeah, just kind of work your way around with the bugs. Floor 7 is the rolling lizards. So I recommend switching off of the Dukotsui, because I've always found the crit timing to be the most generous with the Buraito. This is a good level to just kind of crit everything. And get some XP, get some health back, get some magic back if you did end up using any. Although you shouldn't. Do your best not to use Oni mode or any magic on these levels. If you wind up finding that you have to, you may want to leave and come back, because you are going to want to save the magic for the last couple of floors. Floor 8 is the blue orb suckers and the rolling lizards. Look, I know they have official names, but blue orb suckers is just easier to say. I'm waiting for him to start spinning so I can crit him. Because that's a nice chunk of XP change there. Okay. Floor 9 has some axe enemies and the rolling lizards. Again, I recommend trying to crit into the axe enemies, or you can, Buraito combo them, or you can use the hammer for them. Okay, I wanted to get the orb. That's, it was necessary. Okay, floor 10 is one of the tough ones. I recommend going in with the Senpumaru. We're going to run right into the middle of everything, and we're going to use its magic attack once, and then we're going to use the Senpumaru secret combo on the big one until it dies. So, right away, run straight forward and just use that. And then just spam the secret combo on the big one until it dies. I did end up having to hit the one small one once to kill it, but that's not that big of a deal. Then just swap to the Senpumaru. Switch to the Dukotsui for floor 11, because there's a bunch of the bugs. Floor 12 is Log Demon, so again, I recommend sticking to the Dukotsui. Just run in and smack them in the face, or miss them entirely because they're popping in. Floor 13 is more Dukotsui, Log Demons, and Pointy Bugs. But the bugs here do need 2 hits to be killed, so just keep that in mind. Switch to the Senpumaru for the next level. There are 2 of the snake tentacle monsters, and we're going to run right in the middle and use the max Senpumaru's Y attack twice, and that should kill both of them. If it doesn't, you just have to go in swinging on them a couple of times. Then you'll just have to wait until the enemies come in. Level 15 has robots and the lizard swordsman. We're gonna stick with the Senpumaru. Try to get 2 of the robots with your Senpumaru, because you can't get all 3. So just kind of run in and try to do this. And use it twice. That should take out 2 of the robots. If it doesn't, use it 3 times. That is interesting. That should have killed them. We're going to swap to the Dakotsue and use its magic once. That is interesting. Okay, I had that written wrong. Sorry about that. You're supposed to use it until you run out and then swap to the Dakotsui. We do have a bunch of ninja demons in the next with claws. You can try critting these guys if you want. Again, I don't really think it's worth it. Their moveset is so wonky that it can be troublesome trying to crit them, and if you get stuck in a loop of trying to crit and 2 or 3 of them are constantly barraging you, it can end you fairly quickly, even on easy. Okay. We're going to swap over to the Dakotsui for these last few floors. Mostly because it's a bunch of orb swordsmen, bugs, and log demons. At this point, though, switch to the Burrito, the, well, the everything, to use whatever magic you have. Because we're almost to the end. There isn't really a boss enemy. Floor 10 was the only large axe demon in here, so... I don't know what just happened there. That was kind of weird. Next floor is Orb Swordsman and Log Demons, so do whatever you have to with this. I do recommend using the Dakotsue magic right off the bat to clean up the 3 that are up here, and then just focus on them when they come in one at a time. The next floor is the Orb Swordsman and Ninjas with Claws, so again, just do whatever you feel necessary at this point. Just leave some of the Dakotsue magic for the last floor, because it is the... It's just like Elden Ring, man. It reads your inputs, I swear. Okay, floor 20 is the log demon. Log demons and armored pointy bugs. If you need to heal, use something to heal. In fact, I've never used Ekei's thing, so let's go down and use Ekei's thing to heal here. Because let's see how much it actually heals. Oh, it gives you magic too. I did not know that. Well, we don't need it on this run anyways. Go down to the final floor. Well, I recommend using the magic off the bat to try to get everything kind of cleared out for you. Again, use whatever weapons you have. This is the final floor. We have a magic well after this. That was kind of rude. I was blocking. But okay. Okay, this is very important. Once everything is dead, do not leave. Walk over. It automatically gives it to you. So that will pop the Running Flames achievement for getting the Rekka Ken. But interact with the red spot on the floor. And choose yes. You can skip the scene if you want. And then go into the red portal here, not the yellow one that's bringing you back up. Or you'll have to go through the entire Phantom Realm again. This will pop the Glad That's Over achievement for completing every Phantom Realm for 20G, and then run over to the chest and you can grab Fashionable Goods 2 from the chest, which will pop the Legendary Warrior achievement. And now you're done. You can exit through the normal channels. Go back up, go out. And enter the ship. We're going to run over and see if we can fully level up our last two armor things here. I feel like I might just be shy, but I do have the 10 extra bars, so... Oh man, that was almost perfect. So what, it took about 160,000 to level everything up. And that pops the, whatever that was, achievement, I wasn't paying attention. Armor Aficionado achievement for 15G. So at this point, that's where you should be. You should probably have, you should have 40 achievements out of the 56 for 605G. You should go back into the Phantom Realm and keep grinding it until you get a fire arrow to drop, or until you get the Crushed Swords achievement. Those are the two last remaining random swords. If you are having trouble, you can try going back to the initial grinding spot and grinding out the fire arrow there. I don't know that it really has any effect on what drops, depending on where you're at. I do not know that information. So the best advice I can give you, if you haven't gotten a fire arrow, is to just keep repeating the puzzle or the purple Phantom Realm until you get one. That's all I can tell you. There is no guaranteed drop for it. There's no way to guarantee you get it. That's why I warned you early on to be paying attention to item drops. Hopefully you were able to get one. And if you are, you should be right where I am here at 605. And despite what that achievement said about no turning back, you can always leave here. So, refill your magic, but you're not going to need it here. go up to the ladder, have the Reka-Ken out, make sure you do have the Reka-Ken out, go up, skip the cutscene, you're going to run up to Gingham Fats here, and you're just going to use your Reka-Ken a couple of times. And that's going to trigger a cutscene that ends this boss fight. Which is one of the reasons why fighting Gingham Fats on, or using Magoichi Story on hard would have been the way to go. Because this boss fight is trivialized. Magoichi just one-shots him. Look at that, third time's a charm. On our other runs, we're going to have to actually fight him. So that was going to be my change between the hard and easy mode, is we were going to do Magoichi on hard so that this fight disappears. But again, that would have taken me about 15 hours to rewrite everything, and I don't have the time to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and skip the rest of that scene. I'm going to get the Strength Ord and unlock the 2 balls short of a dragon achievement, number 42, getting us to 635. Now, run around. There shouldn't be anything to absorb, but feel free to check. And we need to take the ladder back down. Go ahead and refill your magic. Go ahead and switch to the white necklace real quick so that you can get your health back. Then we're going to save, and we are at the final fight. Well, final fight. This shouldn't be too hard on easy mode, especially if you've been rather careful with your healing, as I've pointed you towards being by using the save system and all of that. But even so, the final fight is going to be an Onimusha only mode, the second part of the boss fight. So you're not going to have any use for magic items. So we're going to be spamming all of our magic attacks in the first fight until all of our weapons are completely used up. And then we're going to refill them using all of our magic items and spam them again. At that point, if he's still alive, we will use Onimusha mode, and hopefully that will kill him. If not, we're going to have to be a little more careful. We're going to swap to the black necklace and try to crit him, healing as we need to. There are multiple strategies for this fight on my website, and I recommend you read into them if you do have trouble following along with what we do, or what I do, but you shouldn't have a problem here. This fight is quite easy on hard, and we have all the weapons, all the armor, everything you could possibly need. So what we're going to do is walk over to this elevator, put the strength orb in. You're going to skip 2 scenes and immediately run forward and just spam the Reka-Ken until he flies up into the sky. When he flies up into the sky, wait for him to float down. If he does, switch over to the black necklace. If you can spam crits on him, you can kill him in about 10 to 11 crits once you get him into the second phase. So we didn't even have to use any of our other swords. The Reka-Ken just absolutely destroyed him into the second phase. Then he floated down, and I just used the black necklace to kill him very quickly. If you do have any problems with that fight, I highly recommend you read my text walkthrough, because you shouldn't have any problems with that. If you have trouble getting him down to your level, you can do a couple of different things, as I already mentioned. You can swap to the Senpumaru and spam its magic attack, because that's the only magic attack that can hit him in the air. Then once all of your magic is exhausted, use your magic restore items to keep hitting him until he dies. You may have to bait him down, use some healing attacks, whatever you have to do to survive until he gets low enough where you can re-equip that black necklace and just crit him like I did at the end of the fight. But that is the general focal point. If you need more strategies for how to deal with him, check out the text walkthrough on hard, because we'll be going over all of the strategies on hard in a lot more detail. Letting this cutscene play, but we're in Onimusha mode now. we're gonna have a couple of achievements pop. I'm not gonna cover them yet. So you'll see the green eyes basically at his joints. There's a left leg, a left arm, and a right arm. They take 20 to 30 direct hits by 5 of these Oni orbs that I am firing in order to destroy them. I highly recommend trying to get both arms down to almost broken at the same time. The legs aren't that big of a deal. Destroy the legs. But, like, get the arms to, like, 15 to 20. By swapping, you just have to kind of run to the other side and he automatically targets. So he's going to be firing 5 Oni orbs up at whatever he's closest to. So you just need to avoid attacks. He's going to run at you like this. He's going to run and shoot fire sometimes. His 2 hands will attack you. If the hand on our left pops up, he's going to fire fireballs at us. If the hand on the right lights up like this, he summons stalactites out of the ground. He can also fire 3 different types of lasers from his eyes. There's a straight beam, there's one that crisscrosses, and there's one that kind of goes wavy but never crosses each other. You can't really know, as far as I can tell, what lasers are coming out. So just do what you can to survive that. But once you kill the legs, which I do recommend you focus on the legs first, you want to try to get the arms to like 20 to 25 each before killing either of them, because the fight gets significantly harder once you kill one of the arms. I'm just kind of running around to explain everything right now. Your orbs can destroy the fireballs too, as well. Just an FYI if you're being fired at. And don't be afraid to heal. Use everything you got. I think the legs take about 20 full blasts, and the arms take about 30. If you can get both of them really quickly, this final phase isn't as long, and the final phase is annoying. He still does the lasers and the running attacks, but he also has these masks that attack you. The brown ones circle around you and spray poison gas at you that will stun you, and the white ones will circle around his head there and then will float at you like projectiles, and you have to dodge them while dodging all the lasers. They also take the orb attack, so you can't get direct hits on the head, which is very annoying. So all you can kind of do is what I'm doing here, just kind of run in circles, firing nonchalantly whenever you feel like you can, never staying in one spot for too long so that you can't get comboed by the gas or the lasers or all of the masks. You just gotta try to get attacks in whenever you can. And again, heal as much as you need to. We just beat him there without me even needing to heal. I'm pretty sure I ended my run with like 700 heals or something like that, but that defeated the final boss. So we got the, let's see, what was it? The Nobunaga's Perdition achievement, which was number 43 to 650. The final battle, which was number 44 to 665. And the Jubei's Fate achievement, which was, what, 46? 45. Getting us to 680. There we go. So I'm going to skip this. It's going to eventually bring us to a story completion percent screen. Of course, you can watch the final cutscenes if you want to. After the Capcom logo goes by, you're going to get your story completion kind of timeline here. So the numbers you should have here are what I have on the screen. 65% for overall completion, 57% for Oyu, 19% for Kotaro, 100% for Magoichi, and 44% for Ekei. Again, you can't get an S rank on easy, but you likely came close to the requirements, which we're going to cover in our third run, so don't worry about it. But this is the timeline, and you can access this as you go through. It shows you which characters have which scenes where as you go through the game. The purple ones are just generic story, and then each one is color coded depending on who is in it. So you have Magoichi Ekei ones are green and yellow, Oyu and Kotaro ones are red and blue, and obviously each one has their own individual color. If you're wondering what you're missing, there are walkthroughs that give you the individual video and scenario for each section. I did not use one of these myself, but I did see that there's a scenario walkthrough on GameFAQs, I think it was, because I was looking up Team Oni stuff and I found that someone had made an entire walkthrough for this. So if you are having problems figuring out which one you're missing, which shouldn't happen if you're following along with me to the T, you can go over and check that out. But press A or B to get past that. It'll give you all your stats. For S rank, we actually came pretty close to what we would need for an S rank, but we can't get it because we were, of course, on easy mode. So that's all there is to our first playthrough, folks. We finished it. We got everything we needed to on that playthrough, and our next run is going to be on hard. It is going to be significantly harder. It's probably going to run us 7 to 10 hours, somewhere in there, depending on how lucky we are, how hard it gets, how frustrated I get. There are specific parts in that that will be very frustrating. I'm gonna try to obviously do it all in one take, but I might have to edit some stuff together because um, it can be frustrating, and I don't want to have 50 minutes of me dying in the same spot over and over again. So as always, folks, if you have any questions or comments for me, reach out to me. I'll do my best to answer them. That was the end of our first playthrough through Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny on easy. And in part, I think it'll be 5, I will be going over the start of playthrough 2 on hard. So I will see you guys next time.